watched that video enough. The day that we all waited for. After ringing that bell yesterday, Julie Luck returned to WFMY News 2 today. Chances are you just watched her right here on WFMY News 2 at 5. But if you're just tuning in, Julie went on leave, of course, in January after getting diagnosed with stage 3A colon cancer. She bravely went through multiple rounds of chemo and shared her journey with all of us. Her doctors declared her cancer-free a few weeks ago after running some blood work. Now, Julie said she was really shocked when she got diagnosed because she had no symptoms. To help you better understand the illness and the screening process, we have Dr. David Hiller from Novant Health here with us today. He's a colon and rectal surgeon, and he can talk about colon cancer warning signs and what you should expect when getting checked out. Now, you can text him your questions. Here's how you get your question to our expert today. It's 336-379-5775. Remember, your questions are anonymous and you get your question answered in real time. All right, Dr. Hiller, thank you so much for joining us. First and foremost, let's just talk about who should get screened, because I think a lot of people go, I'm feeling pretty good. I don't think I need that.
Absolutely, hear that all the time. And a lot of people might have heard age 50 as a time to start screening for colon cancer with the colonoscopy. And that has been true for a long time until about 2-3 years ago, when the U.S. Preventative Task Force, American Cancer Society, all the groups got together and said age 45 now for everybody without any previous history, or if you're just anyone off the street, age 45, you need to start getting screening for colon cancer with colonoscopies.
Now, the screening at 45, is that specifically a colonoscopy, or can it be some other kind of test?
Colonoscopies are the best, because that's how you're going to not only detect it, but also if it's a polyp or something that's precancerous, you can treat it at the exact same spot. There are other options. There are some tests that look, the stool samples people can do. One's called a FIT test. There's another one called Cologuard that's a lot in the commercials now. Those can give you a clue, but then if they're positive, you need to go get a colonoscopy. So that can be a discussion with the doctor about what is best for you, but traditionally, colonoscopy is what you're going to need, and it's something you can't really avoid, unfortunately.
All right, so let's then talk about it, because when people talk about a colonoscopy, all they just go is, ugh, right? Because of the prep, usually, not the actual procedure, but the prep. So walk us through what the prep looks like.
Yeah, there's a couple different options, but a lot of people still think about the one that, unfortunately, we put on people for many decades, which is this giant jug of this stuff that was hard to drink. And that's mostly a thing in the past now. There's a couple different options, but most of them involve some form of laxative mixed in with a liquid like Gatorade or water, juice, whatever you want it to be, something that's clear, not red, to be able to get everything cleaned out so that we can see everything we need to see to make sure nothing's getting missed.
Okay, so you do that prep work, and is that something like just the night before, or is it like 12 hours before? Do you need to take the day off beforehand, before you get your colonoscopy, to start this prep?
So you can take, a lot of people take the half day off maybe. You know, you can start it in the afternoon before. Some of it depends on what time your procedure is. So if you could have a morning procedure, and so you're going to do all of your prep the night before, afternoon and night before. You might have an afternoon procedure, and they'll ask you to do half the night before, half early the morning of, and then stop by a certain time frame. So you'll be given those specific instructions, but generally it's, you know, maybe you're starting that process 2-3 o'clock the day before, and then carrying on from there.
All right, now let's kind of go down like what to expect during like the day of the procedure. So you get up the next morning, let's say you're finished with all your stuff. What happens?
Right, you finish all your stuff, you will go to the center where you're having your colonoscopy performed. They're going to get you checked in. They're going to put an IV in your arm so they can give you medication to sedate you. So you'll have no idea what's going on during this procedure, but they'll keep you safe during doing so. You get the IV, you go into the room after you speak with your physician beforehand. They'll check with you, make sure everything's okay. You go back, they sedate you. The procedure is performed. Usually it takes somewhere in the 15 to 20 minute range. Then you're back in the room afterwards, wake up within minutes afterwards, get your results before you leave. Whoever brought you, because you will need a ride home from being sedated, will be there with you, can ask questions. You'll have paperwork to explain everything.
And then you should feel relatively normal and okay the rest of the day.
You're a little groggy shortly thereafter. We kind of tell people don't make any major life decisions that day. But I mean, when I had mine, I was eating a cheeseburger, 2 hours later, and sitting at home. So it's right. It's pretty quickly afterwards you bounce back.
Okay. All right. So we've gone over some of the basics. When we come back from the break, we're taking your text questions. We're also going to be looking at some warning signs. Again, you don't have to have a warning sign to get screened. Once you're 45, you should be getting screened. But we do want to tell you what some of the warning signs are and answer your questions. We'll be back after the break.